I'd like to start this lesson off with just a few tips, maybe to put some of you at ease, because these tips come from many, many years of thinking about this subject, having to correct myself, having to go back and take a fresh look at times. So let me give you these tips just to get started before we dive into the actual pick, because I think they're very, very helpful. First of all, what I'm going to teach you today is my opinion. And this is based off of trial and error. It's based off of the study of other players. It's based off of in-depth discussions with players that are much, much better than me, that have many, many more years of playing under their belt. And these opinions of mine have changed over the years. And I think that that's a sign of wisdom in anything. Whenever you're willing to change your approach to something, whenever new data is discovered, right? So even if you've been playing for quite a while, don't be so proud to think that you've got it exactly right. This is also a great encouragement, because for those of you who have played for a while, or you're just starting to learn and you're running into brick walls, just know that there's things to learn and there's ways to adapt. And I've known some very, very experienced players that have made major changes in how they approach the right hand or the pick hand. And I'll mention some of that as we go. Related to that, this is a journey. And you need to embrace that journey. And it's exciting. It's exciting to learn more about your own anatomy, because the fact is we're all created a little differently. We're all knitted together very specifically and individually and uniquely. And so part of our journey in our pick hand is to discover how to best play according to our own physiology. Now, there are some big principles that we need to all abide by, and we're going to talk about those. But ultimately, you're going to need to make this your own, and that just takes time. Regarding that, when you're trying new things and you're trying adjustments, usually you will be able to tell within a couple or 3 days of practice if something is fruitful or beneficial for you. Now, it still may be uncomfortable. It still may not feel completely natural to change something, but you will perhaps notice something about your playing, whether it's tone or speed, dexterity, how the pick stays in your hand, where it will give you clues that you're on the right track. So it's worth pushing through some, I won't say discomfort, because I think discomfort's not a good thing to have in our playing, but just some clumsiness, maybe for a little while, to explore a new technique or a new approach to something, especially if you're seeing that there's fruit being produced. And then if there's not, and it's okay to back up and go back the way that you were, and continue on that journey. Regarding this journey and things that we may need to change in our pick hand over the years, don't stress about this. Don't think that you have to get it exactly right, or you're going to have a misaligned trajectory for the rest of your life as you're playing guitar. Again, this is a journey. You're going to make corrections as you go. I was very humbled and encouraged to see a video not too long ago put out by one of my picking heroes, mandolin heroes, Wayne Benson. Wayne Benson completely changed the way that he held a pick just very recently. Okay, go check out Wayne Benson if you're not familiar with him. He's got a wonderful YouTube channel, Wayne's World of Mandolins, and he does some extremely good content there and lessons. And he talks about they're changing even the fingers that he held his pick with while performing at a super pro level. Now, he had a length of time that he was able to kind of make this transition, but there was still some big hurdles to overcome. But late in his playing career, after all the awards, after all the accolades, he still made some changes to his pick hand. So to me, that's a great encouragement that we have time and we've got the freedom to explore, and that we should embrace that journey and keep receiving new data, keep trying new things, and stay nimble and find out what works. So those are just a few tips to start you off here on this journey, to know that there are a few absolute principles that we need to abide by, and I'm going to make those clear. But at the same time, you're going to press into this journey and make it your own, find things that work for you, and that's okay. All right, the next thing that I'd like to talk about is the actual type of pick, show you some various materials, thicknesses, and talk about why that's important for our tone and for our speed and our comfort level as well.